Hello everyone, Galactic Seas. It took me a little bit to realize that we're already going here. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the next one. Uh, we're gonna be using our. Um, it's a very heavy early and mid game deck. Not a whole lot of late game with that. However, the we're gonna choose Silliness Mark. The cards that we're running early are I'm hoping are pretty strong in order for us to keep board control and then continue to just fill our board. We'll go. I'm debating keeping Bladefly. I don't want to keep Bronze Gate because, yeah, let's grab these. Bronze Gate, well, I suppose I should have looked at their hero power that they chose. So usually they'll choose Orpheus Mask or Mark. And let's pull out these two guys right here. Let's wait. Actually, no, well, we can't. We can't at this point. We already coined that in. So the Orpheus mark would nullify our. It's good that we pull this out because, in theory, one out of two should survive. Then we can coin in our Ominous Burrow. And like we talked about in the previous match, the Ominous Burrow would be hard to take care of because it's a backline creature. And so for at 3 mana, we'll have a 5 mana wild creature, and then it should be very good. We'll clear that with our hero power and then the low hanging fruit. I see a lot of strength in this card because I mean at 2 mana you're pulling out a such um, high value card. So let's clear that like we talked about. We want to go ahead and get rid of that. Now our low hanging fruit will definitely help us continue to buff our Brace and Moose. Like I was saying earlier with Bronze Gate, if they would have chosen or had the Orpheus Mark, I believe it is. Oh, Spike Tea. That's one way to get rid of that very easily. It'll be a little bit tougher for them to get through the gates. We also have to keep in mind that they may have the. It's not my favorite card to pick, but I am going to take it this turn because I want to have some minions in our or some cards in our hand. It'll help us have better plays. So at this point, the Bronze Gate is going to be buffed unless we have a different minion that's stronger that we can pull out. But with Orpheus Mark, I believe is what the other hero power is. They could hit this, and then it wouldn't do damage to the structure, but it would give it hidden. So it would kind of nullify it or cancel it out for that turn, and then they'd be able to get past that frontline creature with a lot more ease. I'm trying to see what the best way would be to play that. Wild Hog. Let's attack with this. Try to snipe the. Oh, very good. So that should buff. Yep, that card. We'll take the Pirate Shell Beetle just because um, it'll give a creature burn, but on top of that, we'll have more of an accurate hit as opposed to having the Wild Hog out there. Raptor Dance is the reason I didn't want to empty my hand. It definitely cleared the board, and that's what I was getting to earlier, was um, making sure that we watched for that. I don't know if they have two. That's one of two if they do have two in their deck. I'm hesitant to use this because it's the only one that's in the deck. Let's go ahead. We're going to take the Rune of Strength. That'll help us buff our minions. And then we'll see what kind of plays they have after that. Looks like they're going to be having a later game, later gameplay. We'll use the rune to buff our front line. Canopy Barrage to clear the 4-3. And then to keep strong pressure on the board, we'll pull out the Jaguar. There aren't very many helpful cards here in the Sanctum. However, it doesn't mean that we won't find any or get to any good ones here. I think we will choose the Ranger first bow. Oh, that's a good card for them to get. We'll clear that instead of taking let's go face. Let's not. Let's clear that. And then use our hero power. That'll clear the shadow for 1. We'll do that damage. We'll take that minion, and then we'll go from here. So them having a second Rapture Dance would really clear the board. I don't like to, like I said before, interesting, I wonder why they choose that instead of the 4-1. I don't like to necessarily keep my hand empty, just because if something comes up, if they were to have had the Rapture Dance, then we would have at least had a couple minions to kind of go our way. We'll try to snipe one of them. We'll low-hanging fruit the other. We'll continue to keep these in hand, just in case. Now, here's a good debate for me, whether to take the Rune of Fire or seek out a card and use Foresee. I think the stronger one is going to be Rune of Fire here. Just because I'll have 3 damage to a character plus 1 damage, so 4 damage altogether. It's a really good card. I believe it used to be Heal Your God for 8. Or 10, I mean. We'll pull out the Wild Hog to see if we can bait out the Rapture Dance if they have another one. We'll send that one back, and then we will actually pull the Moonlight Charm. With the Moonlight Charm, depending on how the turn goes, we may be able to pull out the Tainted Treant. That would give it. Well, it would still. We would still lose it to if they were not to board clear on their turn right now, and they had Rapture Dance. We pulled out Tainted Treant. Um, it would still die to it because it does damage equal to the amount of minions on the board, and that would have been 6 altogether. 4, 7. Okay. Here's where we're kind of waiting to see what happens at this point. They may be waiting to see what we have. Oh, that's a really strong card. That's probably a card that they were hoping to pull earlier in game. That, and there's also a 2 mana that's a 2/2 that's sleep, and it also does. It will actually do. Oh, once it or it has order +3, I believe, as well. And then once the order is removed, it becomes a 4/4. So it gets stat buffs by 2, +2/+2. So I wanted to buff the Tainted Treant just so we can have a strong minion on board. I'm gonna take the 2 mana Ambitious Adventure. This card is very good because oh wow, I'm really hoping that Hydra card is so expensive. It's a really awesome card. Um, so Roar, you summon a 3/2 Hydra. The Hydra has +1 regen, and then after that Hydra dies, it summons 2 more. If this Archmonian Hydra is still alive, and they kill the 3/2 Hydra, then you will get a 2 more 3/2 Hydras on the board. Wow, very good. I think we did pretty awesome. Oh, that was great. So it was a little bit tough there at the beginning, or towards obviously towards round 6, because we had our board pretty full, and then it was completely wiped. What's tough about that about Rapture Dance is it'll board clear. It essentially resets the board, so it'll board clear. If you don't have any minions on your side, you reset the board at that point. Now the opponent has the opportunity to start over if they're able to. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. So, and we were able to, because of the cards we kept in hand, we didn't dump our hand and fill the board or overfill the board. We kept some cards in hand, and we actually didn't play our biggest cards right away. We kind of felt out what type of cards they had, and we calculated that they may have had a second Rapture Dance. It didn't seem to be the case. Maybe they did, and they didn't pull it on time. But with the minion balance that we kept and the way we were making our plays, we were able to make it right past the board clear and then just build our board back up and keep going at it. That was it for this one. I'm going to go ahead and get another one started here in just a second. Thanks for stopping by.